Good morning, everyone. We are on day one of our brand new story this week. It is called The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. We are not actually going to get into our story today. I'm going to read you a little passage aloud, and we're going to talk about our skill that we're going to be going over this week, and then we will get in our story tomorrow. We're going to read before the midnight ride today. You can just listen as I read. Paul Revere was born in December 1734 in Boston, Massachusetts. His childhood was much like that of other boys at the time. When Paul was a teenager, he was paid to ring the bells at a church. At the same time, his father was teaching him to work with silver. Revere was a silversmith until he joined the army in 1756. After his army service, Revere married Sarah Orne and returned to his work. In the 1760s and 1770s, trouble arose between the colonies and England. Revere joined a group called the Sons of Liberty. They believed the colony should be free from England. In December 1773, he helped throw tea into Boston Harbor as a protest because the tea was taxed by England. This protest became known as the Boston Tea Party. After that, Revere became an express rider for the Massachusetts government. He rode a horse to bring news from Boston to the other colonies. He was at this job on that day in 1775 when his most famous ride took place. So, this week we are going to be talking about author's purpose, just like we did last week. You remember the author's purpose is the reason or reasons the author writes a selection. Most selections just have one main purpose. An author may write to persuade you, to inform you, entertain you, or to express a feeling or idea. And you can always use a graphic organizer to put details that the author included in the selection in order to find a main idea that can help you get to what the author's purpose for writing that selection was. So I'm going to give you a few seconds, and I want you to think, what was the author's purpose for writing Before the Midnight Ride? That's right. It was to inform, right? He was informing us about Paul Revere and his life before the midnight ride, right? And we'll find out what the midnight ride is as we continue reading our story starting tomorrow. You have a short assignment today about author's purpose right below this video. It has a passage about penguins, and then it asks what the author's purpose is, and you just have to decide. Is it to persuade, inform, express? And there will be some multiple choice buttons down there for you to choose. And that is all for comprehension for today. I will see you guys tomorrow.